Well, 3 people died and several were injured in protests that swept at least 10 states against the centre's new law on the citizenship. Permission for protest was denied in almost all states, but the protesters defied that and still stepped out. And there was lockdown across Uttar Pradesh, parts of Delhi, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh. In Bengaluru, curfew was declared after 2 people actually died in police firing, and 20 policemen were injured as well. In Lucknow also protests got violent and 1 person died, 3 others were injured. In Delhi, hundreds including activists and opposition leaders were temporarily taken into custody, and the Delhi-Haryana border was sealed for over 8 hours, hitting road traffic, delaying flights, several cancellations there as well, even sending the parents into panic as schools were shut down midday and they didn't know how to actually go and get them. Over 100 people were temporarily detained in Bengaluru, along with the historian Ramchandra Guha, who was dragged away for simply talking to the press at that protest while he held a poster of Mahatma Gandhi and spoke about the constitution. Now, by and large, if you look at the big picture, on Thursday, as India united against the Citizenship Act, the protests were largely peaceful. There were, however, violence reported, like we said, in Bengaluru and in Lucknow as well. So how is today looking like? Let's take a look at that. Well, today more protests are expected. If you talk about the national capital, there are a couple of them called in, one by a SC/ST activist called the Bhim Army, which has been very active of late. They are calling a protest earlier in the day. They plan to march all the way to India Gate. They don't have permission for that. Then there is another protest called up at the central at CP in Connaught Place, where people are getting together and raising their voice. There is also another protest, third one, called in the evening by students group, where they say they will go to India Gate and march as well. So that's here in the national capital. Apart from that, we also know of protests that have been called by in Chennai, in Asansol, in Bengal, and also in several other campuses across the country as well.